Over the next few minutes, we will show you what's new in Sage 300 2021. This release includes changes in two main areas, general improvements and web screen improvements. Let's start by looking at general improvements available in the Sage 300 Cloud web screens and in the Sage 300 Classic screens. There are now stronger default security settings. When you install Sage 300 2021 new, rather than upgrading from a previous version of Sage 300, security is turned on by default. User passwords must include both letters and numbers and be at least 8 characters long. During initial setup, you must change the password for the Sage 300 administrator user because the default password does not meet the password complexity requirements. In tax services, in addition to withholding taxes for purchases, you can now set up withholding taxes for sales. A withholding tax for a sale is applied when selling goods or services to a customer and allows you to record amounts that your customer withholds for a transaction to remit to a tax authority on your behalf. You can now enter check numbers and deposit slip numbers that are up to 15 characters long, except in Sage 300 Payroll, where check numbers can be up to 9 characters long. If you use third-party products that integrate with Sage 300 Bank services, check with the vendor of your third-party product to ensure their product is fully compatible with this release. You can now specify customer account sets in order entry templates. If you enter a transaction in order entry for a customer with no record in accounts receivable, the customer account set specified in the OE template will be entered by default. You now have the ability to accept payments through online providers. Accept payments from your customers through online payment service providers such as PayPal and Stripe. If you use this feature, invoices include a Pay Now button that your customers can click to pay using any online provider you have set up for your company in Sage 300. You can now see more information by making text smaller. A new text size setting lets you change the size of text on web screens to smaller sizes than the default. Using smaller text lets you see more fields and controls without having to scroll down. You can set text sizes for all screens or for individual specific screens. To set text sizes for all screens, use the text size setting on the new Settings menu on the Welcome bar. To set text size for one specific screen, use the text size setting on the Options menu for the screen. The setting is available on all screens that have an Options menu. You can now specify bill of material numbers on details for shipments, credit notes, and debit notes. For a transaction that was created from scratch in the OE shipment entry or OE credit debit note entry screens, that is, a shipment not created from an order or a credit debit note not created from an invoice, when entering a detail for a bill of material, you can now specify a bill of material number in the Kit Bill of Material field. You can now customize web screens so that printed reports do not count as open screens. In web screens, you can have a maximum of 10 screens open at a time. By default, each printed report you have open counts towards this limit of 10 screens, which may prevent you from opening other web screens. For more information, see Knowledge Base Article 106-233. Product documentation for Sage 300 is available from the Sage 300 Product Documents website. For more details about the 2021 release, you can review the release notes. Congratulations! You now know what's new in Sage 300 2021.